Hi guys, it's Steph here with Crafty Ladybug. Today's tutorial is going to be on the letter G. To go along with the letter G, I have decided to do a garden series, which will include a garden snake, garden tools, such as a hoe and a shovel. I created this garden arch that I will be decorating up with flowers, and we will be able to make that stand. I have this happy little sunflowery type of plant that we'll be doing in a 3D pot, so it is 3D, and it will stand on its own with just a little piece of a paper clip for support. Also, we'll be creating grapes for the G, and of course everyone has asked for the gymnast, so we'll be doing Gabby Douglas and Gracie. This is a gymnast that I made back at Christmas time, and I made it to duplicate my daughter's little friend whose name is Gracie. So I'm doing Gracie the gymnast and Gabby the gymnast. We'll talk more about those during those tutorials, but for today's tutorial, let's get back to the letter G. For the letter G, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but I have connected the top portion of the G and the bottom portion of the G with one single clear band. And this is helping my letters to keep their shape. So I may go back and redo some of my letters if you guys like this style. And I'm going to continue to do my letters forward using clear bands just to help them hold their shape. You don't have to do that step when we get to it, but I think it's best just to make it hold its shape. Or another option is that you can use dental floss. When we get to that point, you can get a small piece of dental floss and tie them together. So let's get started with the letter G. You're going to be needing 17 rubber bands in the color of your choice and one clear rubber band if you're going to follow along exactly with this tutorial. We want to take a single rubber band, and we are going to place it on our upper right peg. Let me get a couple of these things out of the way so I get back in the center. So we want to place this rubber band on our upper right peg. And that's a dangle band. We're just going to let that stay there for a little while. The next one that we're going to be doing is a single band twisted onto itself and placed on right 1 to right 2. If you don't like doing single bands, double twisted, this might not be the tutorial for you. Coming down another peg on that side for the G, and we're going to take a single band and we're going to cap off this end 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some people like to do their cap bands a little differently, so I'm just going to show you that now. If you can't get it twisted on there as I do, there is another way. You take your band and your hook, and you want to count through the circle 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is going to put 4 different loops on your band. That's twisted your band 4 times. And we can use that, stretch that out over, and use that as our cap band also. So there's another way that you can do your cap band. We're going to begin to make this portion of our G. So we're going to start from right 1 and go to center 1, once again with a double twist band. All of these bands are going to be double twisted. Center to left 1, and then we're going to come down the left side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. There was 1, there's 2, here's 3, here's 4, and there's 5. Another single band double twisted, and we're going to go from that one we ended over to the center in a diagonal, and we're going to go from the center over to the right in a diagonal, And then we're going to go from right up. So from this peg that we stopped on, up 1. Then we're going to go in towards the center on a diagonal. And next we're going to come down the center. And here we have another 4-time cat band that we have to do right here in the center. Place your hook through and go 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just made my cat band. And I have problems getting my fingernails in there to stretch it out. And I missed. That's why I find it easier just to do the other way. But if this way works for you guys, by all means, go ahead and do it. Okay. And now the next part is going to be placing our clear bands. If you don't have that clear band, don't worry about it. Your G will still work. You'll just have to have a little bit of fiddling for it to make it hold its shape. But I just found that it's easier to take the clear band and do a 3-time cat, 2, 3. So I've made 3 loops on my little hook. And I'm going to go from the corner center over to the right. You want to make sure you slide it down over top of that cat band. So we went with the clear band. We went from this center peg over to the right. I know that you guys can't really see the clear on camera, but there it is. And now we're going to begin to loom. And when we begin to loom, I'm going to start at the right where we began to lay our bands. Reach into that cat band, push back that clear band, and grab the 2 on the bottom. And you're going to come forward once, and you're going to come forward twice. Then we're going to stop right there. Our next step is going to be to come down here to this cat band in the center, and we're going to have some odd movement in this area. We're going to reach into that cat band, and we're going to come forward once. We're going to reach beyond that clear band that's on top and reach in and get that black band that's on the bottom and come over to the right. This is a tricky step. You want to reach into this looped bands, push them back, and you want to grab the piece off to the edge, and you're going to come down with that one. A little odd movement because we're going in a direction that we don't normally go in. For this one, you reach in, and once again, little odd movement over towards the center. Reach in, over towards the left. And now we get to a normal movement and just come up the left beam. And you've met your diagonal at the top, bring it over. You've met your next diagonal at the top, bring it over. And now we're back to our securing piece. So you just want to kind of put your finger in there. I always like to put my finger in there. Reach in and grab your securing band and slip knot it off. Now we need to take it off the loom. As you take it off the loom, I would recommend that you use the back of your hook or a skewer. It keeps things their shape. It makes their shape stay a little bit better than if you just ripped it right off the loom. And you'll have less fiddling with this product, with this letter when you're done. Reach into that. It's a mess over here when you get to where those letters are, where that letter connects. But here you will see, I've just pulled it off the loom, and it does look a little wonky, little wonkers, but you have to fiddle with it a little bit and just tug on it some. Give a little pull at the top. You may need to take your hook and run in through a couple loops and just stretch them out some. But here we have got our letter G. And that will go along with our garden series. If you don't like the way that this clear band looks in here, you can surely omit that band. And like I said, it will still curve for you, or you can use your hook to make it curve a little bit better. Right now I'm just going to cut out that band so you guys will see what it looks like without it being there. So I have decided just to take out that clear band, and this is what has happened. It's kind of made it fall apart, sort of. It's all still connected, but what you'll want to do is to go count 2 loops up, 1, 2 from your base of the start, and if you run your hook back through there, you want to grab both portions of the loom and you pull down on that piece a little bit. That's going to shape your G. If you come over here to one of the ones on the bottom for the center, you're going to have to pull and tug on it a little bit, and that's going to help shape your letter G. As I said, I really like to use the clear bands in it because it does just hold their shape so much better. But you could also do the same thing if you had a little piece of dental floss. Okay, sorry for that slight little pause. I did run up and get some dental floss, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that right here at the end of the video too, because I know most of you don't have clear bands. So what I want you to do is to get a piece of dental floss. White, I use white. You can use clear. You can even use fishing string. It doesn't really matter. You just want something to help hold this guy together. So the first thing that you want to do, mine is mint flavored, so it smells quite minty right now. The first thing you want to do is to reach into this cap band at the top. If you're using the dental floss, just grab one of those loops. One of those loops in that top cap band. Take your dental floss, and I'm using a smaller hook just because I find it easier to use, and pull through that piece of dental floss. And it's waxed dental floss in my case, so it's sticking to everything. Next, you want to count down here. You want to count the cap band as 1 and the second link. On that second link, run your hook through, give your cap band portion a tug, and pull that out slightly. Now we're going to take our dental floss, one end of our dental floss, and just pull it through. Pull it through that area right there. Now we're just going to simply tie a little knot in our dental floss, getting it to the height that we want it, the space that you want it, and then tie another knot in your dental floss, and I'm going to give it a little snip and another little snip. And if you want to, you can hide the end where the knot is in that cap band. Just tuck it up in there. And here we have our letter G tied together with dental floss, and our letter G tied together with the clear cap band. See how simple that was? Thanks.